So this is the system that I use to turn all my YouTube content, like this one that you're watching, into LinkedIn posts. Because one thing that I did notice was that I spend a lot of my time creating long form videos for YouTube and shorts as well. That sometimes it gets very tasking to still go in and try to overwork my brain to create content on my LinkedIn as well. So what I decided to do was build a system that would turn all my YouTube long form content into posts for my LinkedIn. So I'll just go copy the post and make them myself, or I can just approve the post and then the system will go ahead and post it for me. So this is a simple walkthrough of that system, and this is what that system looks like. So my first module here is the module that watch for videos for me. So every time I upload a video, it grabs that and runs with it, right? So here is what I have. I just connected my YouTube channel and also found my channel ID and published before. If I want you to start picking from a particular date, I don't want you to start running with all of my content because I already started posting content way back as maybe January, and I'm building this system now. So I would want it to start from a particular place. So you can set that here, or you can set it and publish after, whatever works. And then of course your limits here, I only set it to one because I publish mostly one video per day, so I don't want it to overwork itself. And besides, I only want it to grab my long form content, I don't want it to grab my short form content. That's why I said one, but I feel like in subsequently I might update this to like 2, 5, 10, because I noticed that I started posting more of shorts every day. So if I make it one once, that means it's not going to grab the long form videos. So I'd rather make it run like, I'd rather make set the limit to 10, so that way I can get one of the long form videos among all the shorts, so you can work with that instead of overworking it. So the next thing I did was to grab, to make an HTTP request, because one thing I noticed was that when I was looking for a way that I can, be able to determine if, this video is long form, this video is short form, because I post a lot of shorts on this YouTube channel as well. So I only want it to work with, long form content. I don't want it to work with, short form content, because I'm going to be burning through so much money, at the later setup. So if say I make it run and then get to where it's generating using token, that's money to generate what I want for me. So if it gets there and continues to generate for shorts, I'm going to be burning so much money. So that's why I wanted to be able to determine at the early start point which one is short form and which one is long form, so that immediately I can track the short form content from here before it gets to the part where I start using tokens. So what I did do here was to set an API authentication here, and how I was able to get this API was to go to my console.google.com, and that's your console for your Google accounts, if that makes sense. So what I did here was create, like you can see, this is the API that I created for it, the project rather that I created for it. So what I did was come to this enable API here. So if you want to create your own project, just come here and you see new project. Once you are in the project like this, that's how you know which project you are in. It's always going to show here. So once you are here, you will just come to this library here, and what you're searching for, you will be your YouTube API. That's just what you search for. And then is this V3 that you want to put in, because I don't want analytics, I don't want reporting. If I wanted analytics, maybe I would install this, but this one I only want YouTube data such as videos, this, so that's the one I want. So I'll just click on this, and you see I already enabled mine, but if yours is not enabled, in this manage here, you're going to see enable. So just go ahead and enable that, and once you enable it, just come back to APIs and services here, and then go to these credentials here. And once you get to these credentials, you see create credentials, so you just create this API key. And when you have that API key, you come back here and you set this your authentication type to API key, and then you create your credentials here. So to create credentials, just add, and then that API key that you copied, you put it here. If you want to change the name, then you put that API that you copied here, and you're going to get this. So what you would do is add this URL as it is right now. Just add it as it is right now, because this is going to go into the API, like that Google API itself, to add this. I personally didn't come up with this. I copied it from the API. So just do this, and then this equal to here is going to be the video ID. So it will go into that particular API and grab the content details of this particular ID and return to you. So the method here is going to be get. So you leave everything as it is, that one runs. So what you want to set here, you now set a filter. So once you run this, what you're going to get everything from the duration. And okay, let me even unhook this from here. Okay, let me run only this module. Let me get, let's see what I can get here. I want to get a video ID. Yeah, so let me get that video ID here that is shown here. The I'm trying to get, okay. So let me even run only this module so I can get a video ID. Yeah, so yeah, and now so I can run only the HTTP module, this particular one here, so that I can show you what I get when I run. Keep in mind, if you run only these are the only things you get. You only get the channel ID, the title, the description, the video ID, and then the thumbnails. You don't get any other thing, so you cannot determine if the video is long form or if the video is short form because you cannot get the duration of the video. So this particular make a request is what's going to get the duration of the video. So now that we have this, you say okay so that you can run it. So if you come to this data now, you're going to see items here, and in this collection you will now see content details. So here you will now see the duration. So you see, this means that it is 13 seconds. So this means that it is a short. So this is what you get. That's why we needed that HTTP request so that we can get the duration. So I know that my shorts are not always longer than say 1 minute 15 seconds, or say like 90 minutes or some 90 seconds or something. So I already know that okay, the max my short will ever be is 2 minutes. So that's why any video that's longer than 2 minutes obviously is my long form videos, because my long form videos are never 2 minutes, right? So but my short, the highest my short will ever be is 2 minutes. So now that I know that this particular video that I'm grabbing is 13 seconds, that means it's not a long form video. So I don't want to grab that. I don't want to move along with that. Let's grab something else, right? So that's why I have to set up this duration here, and this is basically what the pattern I did. So I'm saying this, right? So here, items here, and then this content details. So this duration here should match this. So that means 3 minus 9 and 1 minus 9. So if it's not between that, then it shouldn't proceed. This particular pattern, by the way, was given to me by ChatGPT. So just asking the pattern to be able to determine how much, what time it is. That this is the time pattern that you were given. This is the ISO time pattern. So tell it how you determine. You say you want to, set your video to start running at 3 minutes. How do you set that pattern? Or you can just simply copy it. It's very simple. Just look at it. That's why I'm keeping my screen here for long, so you can just copy this. What all this means that any video that does not match this pattern, that you can see, is going to remove it and not run with it. So you can save this. So the next thing that we want to do is set your variable, because what we have actually been working with is the video ID. If you can see, what it keeps returning here is the video ID, and what we used to run here was also the video ID. So we need to turn that video ID to a URL so that way we can be able to get the video details using the URL. So that's why we have to set this variable and turn the video ID to a URL, and this is how you turn the video ID to a URL. So just do youtube.com watch question sign v is equal to the video ID itself. That's how you turn it to a URL. So now that we have that as a URL, we want to make a request, and for this request we are going to be using Apify. So what you just simply do is to create an Apify account. I already created mine, what they call now Apify. Yeah. So once you create your Apify account, you would have $5 free that will reset every 21st of April for me. So it will refresh after, that will refresh after 30 days, right, for you. So every time, that's what you have. You have free usage until you exhaust this. When you exhaust this, then you start paying. So what you simply do is go to this your agent, come to actors here, sorry, and then you will go to store, and then you search for this YouTube scraper. Just go to store and search for this YouTube scraper, and then you would see it. So once you see that YouTube scraper, you go ahead and set up what you wanted to extract it. You wanted to get the transcript, because what we really wanted to do is get our transcript, so that way AI will use our transcript to create content for us. So that's why you turn this on, so that every time it's running, every time the YouTube scraper is running, it will also be able to get your transcript. So any other filter you want to, you can go ahead and save it here, whatever works. So once you have that, you can come to API here, to API endpoint here. So that's how you get all your APIs here that you're going to be running with. If you copy this, it will copy with the token. This token is not because that's unique to me. This is like the normal API, but the token is going to be unique to this particular account. So every time you copy it, you copy with the tokens itself. So since this is going to be a post request, so what you are going to come here and look for is going to be your post API. So what you want, this is the post API. So you copy it here and then you put it in this your URL, and then your method of course is going to be post. Then you leave other things as it is, and then you're just in here what you want it to return every time it runs is going to be a JSON string of the subtitles and all of that. That's going to be the transcript from your text. So you just add this body here for you to say start URL and all of that. Just add this body content, and once you're done that, you should be able to, if you run it, you should be able to get your video details with duration, everything, right? So once you have that, it's already run. Once you have that, you would have to be able to get that, because if you don't get that, that data that it has created from the API, you will not be able to use it. So that's why we have this particular module. We have this module that goes into our Apify, and then gets the data for us, the data in our data sets for us. So this is what it's going to look like to get that data for us. And then of course the method is going to be get. So once it get that data set for us, one of the things that it's going to get is going to be a subtitle. That's an error ISRT file. That's subtitle file, and that's like the transcript of the video. So SRT file is what you are going to be looking for. So if you have the SRT file, then you can now go into your AI module to create, to use it to create content for you. Like you can see here, this is what I tell it to do. I tell it to create content for me, and then this is the YouTube URL, and this is the transcript, because I also said, oh, we should tell people to go and watch the full video on my YouTube, right? So you can have different, like here I have different, writing frameworks for the content, so that way one video can turn into like 4 contents for me. But if you would just rather that after, at the end of it, it just makes only one post, that's fine. You can just do only one post here. So once this is done, I want you to feed it into my database, my Airtable database, so I can go and review it, and then anyone that I approve, the second system that I have, you just publish it. Right? So that is how I set this up. And now every time I publish my content, it goes in and runs for me and creates LinkedIn posts for me using this particular system. If you want this system, you can let me know in the comment, and I'm going to be seeing you in my next one. I guess this walkthrough is long enough, so I'll see you in my next one. Make sure you subscribe and share this video if you think there are business owners or YouTubers that will find this setup very useful. And bye.